your braider is doing any of these things, you need to drop them yesterday. Because if you don't, you might just ruin your hair. Number one, the braids are too tight. If your braider is using this extensive amount of tension on your scalp, it doesn't matter if you have a tapered hairline. It doesn't matter if, oh, you left a little space or a little bit of gap or a couple weeks in between hairstyles. If they are using too much tension, they are putting way too much stress on your hair follicles. And if you keep doing that repeatedly, the hair follicles are going to get weaker and weaker, your strands are going to get weaker, and it's going to cause breakage. Take this from someone who has literally experienced this, bro. Listen, take my wisdom, bro. Take my wisdom. Take the combined one for all experiences. You are about to be the 8th, 9th, 10th gen user of this. Okay, that's an anime reference. Yeah, this is gonna cause thinning, tractional alopecia. Over time, it's gonna cause breakage around your crown, especially if you're not moisturizing your hair effectively, or the tension style, they're just too tight, man. You're gonna see neck braid, or when you get the next braids, you're gonna see the tension bumps. If they use too much tension, you need to get rid of them or find someone who will do it with less tension. They blow dry your hair on the highest heat setting. Now, these are typically these braiders who are just trying to go really, really quickly. If they're using anything beyond medium heat, you need to either check them, G-check them, or tell them, like, hey, yo, I'm going to somebody else. Because don't mess with heat damage, bro. Especially if you are past, like, a year in your hair journey. You're past a year in your hair journey, bro. Do not mess with heat damage. Because that is going to set you back. You can't just fix that, bro. You have to cut that off. You have to cut off that damage. So stick to low heat or medium heat. The good braiders, they know this. The people who actually care about hair, they know this. So no more high heat, especially, and you shouldn't use high heat as well. They rip through your hair. When it comes to your entire hair journey, and I want you to listen to me, lock in, because you need to know this, twin, as well for your own sake. Length retention is key. If you sit in the braider shell and they take this tiny little comb and they rip, I'm talking about they put you and they take that and they put that by your hairline and they rip that straight off. You could see the chunks of hair falling. You need somebody new. You need somebody new. If they use a tiny comb, or even if they use a wide tooth comb, but they're not starting from the ends of your hair. They're just taking it from the root. They're taking that from the root, and at that point, it's like, bro, I'm combing it. It's like, deal with it. Once that breaks off, once that hair breaks off of your head, you can't put that back on. You can't scoop that up and put that back on your head. So you need to find someone who actually detangles your hair well. There's a side story. This literally happened to me, bro. I'm telling you from experience, dog. I was 4 or 5 years into my journey. I mean, I had trims from time to time, right? But I was pretty far in my journey. I went to this one lady. She combed through my head as if I was a dog, bro. A dog. I could see the chunks of my hair falling onto the floor, and my hair has never been the same since. Listen to me. They cut off loose hair. You might be surprised at this. Maybe you never experienced this, but I went to a braider who literally asked me. They were braiding the hair, and the hair wasn't as neat. The braid wasn't as clean, and having a little bit of hair stick up. Sometimes that's breakage. Sometimes it's just loose out of the braid. And she really asked me. She was like, yo, you want me to just cut this off? Cut who? Do what? Because clearly I didn't hear that. Clearly I did not hear that. Well, I must have misheard you. Ain't no way you just told me, someone who 4 or 5 years into their journey, if I wanted to cut this off. Are you well? If anyone ever tells you that, tell them redo it. Redo the braid. And if they can't, well, tough. Then you never going back to them again. Alright? They don't use a heat protectant. If they blow dry your hair, if you sit in the chair, I know some of you might go to a salon, some of you might go to like a friend or something, but if they are blow drying your hair and they don't apply a heat protectant, or at least ask you, some people expect you to do it like themselves, like you do it before you get there, or at least I do it. I do it every time I go to get my hair braided. But if they don't even ask or attempt to, hit the road. Hit the road, bro. It's private property. Private property, bro. Because like this goes back to the heat damage thing. Even if they're using low or medium heat, if they're not using a heat protectant, you can still get heat damage from that. Heat damage that could cause you to go from low porosity to high porosity hair. That could cause your hair to not hold on to water as well. That could cause your curls to not clump together as well. And You can't just fix it. You can't just use a miracle product to fix heat damage. You literally have to trim it off. You like that's the only thing you can do. So if they don't use a heat protectant, they gotta go. They don't listen to you. This is a simple one. If you tell the braider, yo, I want this style, and you come out with a style that don't look remotely close to that style, gone. If you tell the braider, like, hey, you kind of combing my hair a little rough, can you do it a little softer? And they tell you how you tend to head it, you gotta go. If you tell them, hey, use a heat protectant, and they don't want to use it, they gotta go. If you tell them, hey, can you detangle my hair this way? This is the way I like to detangle my hair. And they don't listen to that, they got to go, bro. Like, at the end of the day, you are paying for a service. You are paying for a service. So if they are not listening to you, especially you could be the most tender-headed person on this planet, bro. If you don't tell them and be like, hey, you know, I'm not gonna lie, my hair, for example, I'm just using an example from I realized that I was having a lot of damage when it came to the front of my hair, to the point where it was thinning. Not thinning out of balding, but thinning due to breakage. So a lot of the hair in the front of my head was snapping off. That's almost like, that's why I've kind of adopted this bandana style now. But I digress. And I went to the braider and I told her, I was like, yo, I'm kind of going to commit to some lower tension styles, but at this moment, my hair in the front, doing her two-strand twist style is just not gonna look good on me. It's not gonna look good. I feel as though my twist looks super thin, so I'm gonna try and do cornrow style, but I know cornrows has a lot of tension. Can we do this style with less tension, especially on the front of my hair and near the nape of my neck? And she was like, yeah, we can do that. And there was less tension in the front, and there was less tension in the back, and I was happy, and I started to see progress. I started to see some growth, okay? So you need to get someone who actually listens to you, especially when it comes to your goals. A lot of these people who are like doing hair, a lot of these service providers, they always assume that they know what's best for you. And even though that they're knowledgeable in hair, they don't know what your goals are. So the good braiders, the good service people, and this happens for barbers as well, bro. The good people, they're gonna listen to you because you have a specific goal. You have a specific end in mind when it comes to your hair. And if they don't respect that vision, they gotta go, man. Next thing, they don't section your hair when they're detangling your hair. Now, I always detangle my hair before I go to the braiders. Before I even hop in the chair, I detangle it beforehand. But, you know, in between you going from point A to B, your hair could shrink up. It could start to get tangled again. If they are just detangling all of your head as a whole, this is specifically for the people where you know you could section your hair. You know you could put your hair into 8 sections. You know you can put your hair into 6 sections or 4 sections, right? If they're not sectioning your hair, got to go. Because that just means that they're just attacking the whole fro from any which angle, and that's going to cause a ton of breakage. Doing it in sections is going to cause less breakage and cause you to retain the length of your hair. You're going to retain more of your hair, and then you're going to see more progress in your journey. So if they're not sectioning it off, bro, don't go back to them. Their clients' hair don't grow. Their clients' hair don't grow. So this is for if you are looking for a new braider. You know, you're looking around, you're looking on Instagram, or if somebody recommends this. I'm going to tell you a straight story. I know some people, like, they go to their friends, and they've been growing out their hair for years. They got the little TJ thing going on, bro. Growing out their hair for years, their hair hasn't grown. Or I notice, like, a lot of my female friends too, they'll get braids back to back. Braids be in for 3 months. And you look like, you still look like you got the tiny fro. Like, what's going on? That just kind of shows me either it's the braid styles that you're doing, or it's the braider that don't care for you. Because let me tell you, I'm going to put you on game right now. Remember these words, bro. If you forget anything, if you forget the rest of this video, remember this. There are a ton of braiders, a ton of barbers, a ton of just hairstylist service professionals, where the only thing they care about is you leaving their chair looking good. They only care about when you get out that chair that you look fresh. They're not looking at your hair journey 6, 7, 10 months. Dang, I said 6, 7. I know y'all freaking out. Okay, chill. Okay. They're not caring about 1 year down the line. As far as they're concerned, you may never come back to them again. So as long as they give you that happy feeling of, or they spin you around and they check you in the mirror and be like, oh, you like this? They hold in the mirror, you hold in the mirror. You like, yeah, Yeah, this what I like to see. I looking good. I looking fresh. I look like I did. That's all they care about. That's all they care about. And they'll damage your hair in the process, and they won't give two sugar honey iced teas. You need to find somebody. Find someone who cares about how you look when you exit that chair, but they also care about your hair journey. Because what sense it make for you to get out the chair and you look good, you look fresh, but your hair don't grow in the next 10 months? You need to find someone where their client's hair grow, and maybe their hair grows. Now, this is a little, think of this as like a little bonus tip. Go to people who take care of their own hair. Like their hair actually grows. Now, some people don't care. Some people, they just want, like, they care about their client's hair more than they care about their hair, and that's fine, But a good, like, would you go and get style advice from someone who can't dress or doesn't dress well? Or would you take skincare advice from someone whose skin doesn't look clean? Right? Or would you go take fitness advice from someone who is obviously overweight? So for me, when it comes to choosing these braiders, choose someone who actually takes care of their hair, because there's a high chance that they'll use the same love and care for your hair. And next one, they are obsessed with doing hair fast. Now this kind of bleeds into the last one, but these are the braiders who only care about getting as many customers in one day as possible. And I understand it, especially if this is your business, you want to get as many clients as possible, you want to make as much money as possible. So you want to get as many clients through the door. But in that way, they're sacrificing quality for quantity. Because if you're telling me that you're going to braid my hair in an hour, my eyebrows going to raise. Because, yeah, I'll be like, oh, yeah, my hair gets done in about an hour. That's nice. That's nice. I could be in and out. And before you know it, you get in there, she rip open your head. All the floor is covered with your hair. She ain't use no shampoo. She ain't use no products because, that take time. She don't use no sections. She just not doing it right. Or whoever's doing your hair just not doing it right. So if they're only prioritizing speed, they're going to sacrifice on quality. Like one of the braiders I go to, she's able to do my hair in about 2.5 hours. But she take care. She take care of it. We have conversation. Take your time. It don't need to be a whole giant rush. So these were some signs that you need to get rid of your braider immediately. And if you don't get rid of them, then you at least need to have a very strict conversation with them. If I missed anything, let me know down below in the comments. You want a part 2 of this video, let me know that too, because I got a ton more. Bro. So let me know that down below in the comments. That's all for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.